Hi, my beautiful honeys. Everybody who tunes in, I guess, and actually watches these videos. I am going to do today, let's see, what am I going to do? So I kind of want to check in with the union, of course, because it's always going to be about balancing our inner union, okay? And I want to kind of like just look at, I don't know, like something in what's coming forward is that there's a processing of wounds. Like everybody is like transforming. Oh, and it's like Scorpio season, right? Like it just started. My favorite time of year, by the way. Love you, Scorpios. But like how do we keep moving forward, right? Like this whole existence is us experiencing a transformation, you know, to grow and to pull closer to our soul, and what brings us joy and anchors that love vibration into this planet, or whatever this matrix simulation is, like however you feel about it, you know what I'm saying? But like the point is to feel good, it's to prosper you, and to have the milk and honey silicate matrix, you know, that I feel is our God-given birthright. Like it doesn't matter. I don't care if you have religion or spirituality, or if you don't believe in anything. It's like we're here, like basically this consciousness, this awake time when we're not dreaming and we're all like supposedly here together, is to have a good time. Like don't let them fool you any longer, you know, like this like suffering to get ahead kind of thing. Like that's a mental paradigm. It's all constructed. Like this is our simulation. This is our dream. This is our creation. You know what I mean? This is our creation. And where each one of us is an amazing, like God just touching itself, like herself coming down. Like, yeah, there was been a split. There has been like some part of it that was like went off and went a little crazy, a lot of like, we don't have to go there because we transmute it, right? Like we balance the vibration. So even when there's evil and the suffering, that is our reflection, that is our mirror, that is our reason for existence, to shift that and back into the straight consciousness of purity and God, Christ, like that we are, right? Like is to go back to balance that. Like maybe that's our karma, I guess, if you believe in that, or like whatever this existence is. Like you guys know I'm here just as a healer. I really just love like transmuting things back to love. You know, I'm just a hippie from San Francisco, from like 15 million different cultures, since we've all been here a long time. But anyways, let's look at today what union and our polar energies, because we're in this reality, and it's so hard for me to accept this, but I have to accept this. Where we live right now is a duality. Cause and effect. Apparently, like I'm not a chemist, I'm not a quantum physics, but something has like, apparently there's like an action and a reaction, an opposite or something. I don't get it, because like for me, I just roll with the flow. So let's just get in here and we're gonna just talk. We're gonna just talk and see what's going on, because I've been hearing like healing wounds. Everyone is like really into their healing right now. So maybe we could just look at what's coming up between the dualities, right? Between the balancing of the masculine and the feminine, and what union has to say about it. So I want to get like maybe some overall energy. Let's do maybe like an overall, like what is this transformation? Like what is the overall union transformation theme or concept at this time? Because things always just change. Right? Wow, trust. Free falling. Okay, so this is, how beautiful. You guys, union is still saying no matter what, like you can trust to fall into whatever is happening. And you know what? That is so scary. I'm not gonna lie. You know why people are so afraid of Scorpios and Halloween and October and all this stuff? Because we don't, as humans, we're not taught to trust like that everything is still okay. But union spirit, right? Like the wholeness of who we are is already being like, just trust me, bruh. Like just go ahead. Like, you know what I'm hearing is we ain't here for this like long haul anyways. Like look at this dream. Like, you know, when you're like falling in your dream or something, and it's like you can still trust though. No matter what, you can still trust your spirit, that union. Your spirit is whole. Like nothing is missing. Nothing is wrong. And even if it feels like wounds, even if wounds feel like you're transmuting them, right? Because I'm talking about like Scorpio season and it's like a rebirth kind of thing. Like it's like licking these wounds. It's like healing these wounds, right? Whatever. Trust. You're falling into it. Like maybe it's pulling you in and you don't have a choice at this point. But you know what also I love about Scorpio season? Every time in my mind, I always see like the seed going into the soil. Like, you know, the dark, beautiful, rich, cold soil that is like fresh, you know, Scorpio season, like this November, like the beginning of winter possibly, you know, facing our wounds, like what has kept us cold, or it's trusting, right? As you're going through this, that you will be okay. And you know what's crazy is that birth, like death and birth is like, they're not different. Like there's no ending. You can trust that you are always all right, even if you feel like you're falling through right now. Okay, so let's see. Union says trust. Union. What are some of these things that are, let's do the feminine first this time. Feminine, what do you need to just go ahead and trust? Some of the issues that maybe the wounds that you're facing. Ew, it says bereavement. Wow. So, yeah, you're definitely feminine, dealing with some sort of like feeling lost, grief, anguish, having to let go of something or completely end something is dead. Something is gone. Like, you know, what's interesting too is like, here we go with that Scorpio thing again. I'm seeing it. Like we have this fear of letting things go, that they have moved on, that, you know, they're in their dreams forever now, right? It's so scary and hard to trust through this bereavement. And bereavement is like sadness and grief and, you know, of a loss. And it feels just like really heavy. It feels really heavy for the feminine, I feel like, right now. I want to get a little bit more information about this because I'm like, I mean, I know what personally my feminine is going through as well, but I kind of like to wait until I'm in a more open space to do videos. So I feel like I'm in an open space, but I definitely can resonate with, like, you know, this year 2020 has put to rest a lot of what was, or even just like ideas and dreams, or like pathways that I considered. Like I was like, 2020 is gonna do this and be this, and it was like there was a lot of things I think that I had to like deal with. Like bereavement is put on you. Like it's not easy to go through unexpected things, you know, like because when things transition or change, basically, when it moves on, like cycles will move on without us, you know, like this is the thing. Feminine is what I'm hearing, is that when things will move as they're supposed to. Like we're not here forever. Like not in a creepy or sad way, but it's like we need to trust that these are the cycles, you know. And yeah, we can mourn, like this is the wounds right now that the feminine is like dealing with bereavement, and it's okay. Like yeah, feminine is sad and grieving and could be anxious or angry, you know, like there's a lot of emotions, because especially now that it's like what, the end of October, it's almost November, guys, this year. But let's get a little bit more information about this bereavement. So feminine, you know, if there's any other details, like specifically like you want to share about what this bereavement is about. Okay, the judgment. Oh my god. Woo! Yeah. Like basically facing your past and putting it to rest has been really painful or like hard. Like that's a big wound, I think, to lick for the feminine. You know, like just because they're feminine doesn't mean that there's not like this sedity cockiness. Like, you know, like we have pride. Women are like I come hell or high water. You know what I'm saying? Like women, or not even women, but feminine energy. Well, I should say how it's been in the past, because maybe these are distortions and wounds that we have all held about this feminine, right? Like we're kind of all, depending on where you are in the world, you're westernized, you're easternized, but everybody has this like concept of gender and like sex and like how we're accultured to where we live, and you know, the society standards of feminine and how you conduct yourself. And it's like, you know, there's pride and vanity, of course, like there, it's kind of like a negative association, you know, with the feminine, is that very prideful and spiteful can be to ourselves, though, because when you're on the inside is when you reflect to other people. So if you're projecting, or if someone's projecting onto you, that is only an indication of how they feel on the inside. So feminines, guess what? If you are suffering from looking at your past and actually putting to rest and starting something completely new, like even this judgment on yourself, if you're holding this sad or this anger, this resentful, or just, I don't know, like any sort of like dark day attitude or dark day, like scary feelings, fear based upon your transformation, about your rebirth, you can trust that you're falling into this new place. Like death is not the end, you know. The ending of one thing is just the beginning of another. And I know they say that's really like all the time, they always say that, but it's kind of true. So like even if it takes time to have your bereavement and to deal with these wounds, like I'm hearing that it's just maybe you're feeling impatient, you know, like feminines are like, I need that material right now. I need to see it now. Like we make shit happen now. Like it's very, you know, like it's hard to have patience when you have reviewing, when you have like a lot of your past self, or things that you maybe that just didn't, that are transitioning out to the next phase. Like look at all the people left behind, you know, and maybe you're still holding on to something because this judgment is like, it's yourself reviewing your karmic stuff, you know, putting it to rest, like going through bereavement on your own karmic review. And you can trust that this is still going to be a positive thing for your development, though. Like you can still, well, let's get some more cards. Let's see what else is going on, because like what's through this karmic review in feminines, you know, like I think you're just having a hard time. Like you're really having a hard time. Your wounds right now, you know, is that you're doing a lot of karmic review. And maybe you feel like you've been at the cemetery for like weeks or months. You're like, damn, I'm still mourning. Like I'm still mourning my old past. When there's a rebirth happening, though, like even the judgment is like a call to something new. You see, it's a waking up, though. you're waking up. That's why there's this trust here. And so what does feminine really need to know about this karmic review? Seeker of branches. So this is the Knight of Wands. This is actually putting you in like a powerful, wow, I heard cockiness. Wow, that's crazy because I think I said that earlier. But actually, this whole review is really going to help your self-esteem and the way that you move forward and transmute what is happening to you. You're not going to look at it like, woe is me. I think you're going to take on more of the Knight of Wands energy, which is someone who's like out for like a good time, you know. It's like passionate, creative, and just charging forward. Like it's kind of a little bit more like laissez-faire. Like it is what it is. Like, hey, we about to just have a good time. Like we can traverse this. I mean, it's like we're gonna go out there. I can handle it. There's kind of like, it's a fire energy, you know. It's the Knight of Fire at the same time too. So it's like the transmutation is definitely going to be worth it. It's going to be, you'll be able, after this, you'll probably look at yourself and be like, I don't even judge I don't judge myself. Like, we're going to put to rest, like bereavement. Yeah, we're going to, you know, we're going to deal with what has to move on. We're going to deal with it. We're going to put it in the, we're going to put it through the wake up, you know. And we're going to keep going. We're going to keep moving along and have like this, like, you know, spark and like powerful, energetic trust, I think. Like it's interesting. Okay, so let's look at then, okay, let's see. Let's look at the masculine energy because let's see what, okay, so for the masculine wounds, that they kind of can work on trusting. Wow, a good lady. Masculine. Wow, masculine. You know, I'm hearing right here for the masculine that they're just having wounds with their own feminine. So isn't that crazy that inside, okay, so I'm one human being and inside me is a both masculine and feminine. But guess what? Inside my own masculine, there are feminine issues, because what is a good lady, right? Maybe my masculine has this idea or this distortion of what this means. And that's a wound right there because of how we've all been raised to look at, especially, and I'm hearing just like the mother-son archetype. Like there's something about a mother-child, definitely mother-daughter, but a mother-son relationship. Something about the feminine, the way the masculine feels about this good lady is a wound. This is something that they're like freaked out about. What is it? Like, what's the issue? I really want to know. Like, in my mind, I'm hearing something. I don't want to jump ahead, you know. I'm hearing that they don't trust that there's a good lady. Like you're still, because they're looking, the masculine is looking from a distorted vision. Nobody really knows, possibly, maybe some of us do, but nobody really knows what is the archetype. What is the image of a healed feminine, of a good lady? Like, oh, is it just sitting there meek and quiet and timid? No, actually a woman is very powerful and forceful in subtle possible ways. Like, who knows, actually, like maybe everything that we've been fed and the images, you know, of what does it mean to be a good lady is and it's like infected hardware. If this whole reality, you know, it's like masculines are having this wound right now of not trusting what does this mean? And I kind of want to look at like, well, what is the issue? What is the wound with this good lady? Masculine, what is masculine? What is your wound? What are you not trusting about this good lady image? What is this about? The King of Swords. Yeah, I'm hearing just something with emotions. Okay, so yeah, right? We're saying that even masculine energy has its own feminine within itself. So being way too analytical and not resonating with the heart, like, I want to get a little bit more information about just like, because this is like kind of a cold card. Like, it's like cutting off your emotions, not seeing the lady or the good lady, the feminine energy through your emotions. You're seeing the feminine energy through your mind, which will put you at an, not disadvantage. It's just a different perspective. When you're looking at things logically, like through your mind versus through your heart. Right? Like, masculine, your issue right here is that you're using your mind to grasp at something, when feminine energy is like definitely using more of your heart-based center. And that's probably really scary for a King of Swords, because if it, like, the heart and the mind, again, here I'm hearing something about the distortions in the way that we've been taught how to see certain images, like, you need to use your head, not your heart. Like, like, be smart, don't use your heart. Like, those type of ideas about being this masculine. And it's very hard to step into a more heart-centered movement, like action. Like, who can trust their gut? Because to be honest, like, even my masculine, it's like, I don't want to get played. My gut and my mind, like, my first inclination is always a more intuitive, like, love-based. And then it's like your mind kicks in and you're like, well, what if that person does this? Or what if this happens? And then, of course, like, I start doubting, and I don't trust. I don't trust that I'm okay. I don't trust that I am good enough with my first inclination, with my intuition, that first sense. The mind is for what? Like, to help us shape things and to be more conscious and intentional with our heart-centered decisions. Trust that. But let's get into a little bit more information, because masculines are just looking at their own hearts through their mind. So masculine, if you're like trying to rationalize your heart. Now, here's the thing though, masculine, I just want to say, like, your emotions and your heart, in my mind, are different things, because your heart speaks a truth as your emotion kind of processes things. So here's where you can use that King of Swords. Logic is, when am I kind of using my emotional, like, maybe it's my ego, my solar plexus kind of thing, as opposed to when is it really my heart chakra? Like, and am I going through the truth of, like, my heart, in my heart, in my intuition, that's going to be a discernment. So, but anyways, let's just see, for the masculine, to help move from your head into your heart, so that you can begin to trust your more feminine, like, God-like right. Like, this is your divine right, okay? To know that you are worthy of good, to trust that your self is good enough. Like, you are muy bueno, like, you're good. All right, let's see though. So masculine, we want to know what will help you move to a little bit more of a trusting that intuition movement. Nurture of self. You got the Queen of Cups. Oh, wow. Nurture of Shells is the Queen of Cups. So yeah, you basically Like, you're gonna just have to step into your nurture mode. You're gonna have to tell your mind, hey, hey mind, hey logic, we're gonna go from the heart center and then we're gonna build around the heart center. So everything, decisions about trusting what you want to manifest, the goodness that you want to manifest, or like trusting that it is gonna manifest. You know, this is your wound. You're not trusting it, like you're freaked out about it, or maybe you have concerns and questions about what does it mean? What does it look like in myself to be a good nurturer, to be a good Queen of Cups energy, you know, loving and just understanding and like welcoming and nurturing, is to go from the heart center first, and then you build your intentions and logics around that. Because your mind, guess what? If you're just using your mind to be like, cut emotions, and I'm not gonna, you know, like, I'm not gonna trust that my heart is right. How can you do that to yourself? Like, that's where your wound is. That's where you're not trusting that your heart, like, you'll still be okay. No matter where you're free falling. I keep hearing that song. I don't know why. I don't even know the lyrics to that song. I just know that one part of the melody. But masculine, you are completely safe to dive in to this feminine, nurturing, loving. And it's so weird because now that I'm thinking back of all these videos since I started this channel, it's always been about the masculine wanting, nurturing and loving and self-care and being like masculine. Have you done any self-care? I just want to know, like, did you learn how to rub your own feet? Did you learn how to look in the mirror and tell yourself, I love you. I love you. You are worthy. You are beautiful. You are smart. You are sexy. Like, have you learned how to step into your own goddess energy? Like, yes, you are a god. Yeah, you're a man. Like, you still are a man, you know, from your heart. Your heart is what makes you a man. You feel me? Being able to be this good, and I know it says good lady. See, men are just like, masculines, I think, are in their heads about trusting those feminine energies, right? Like, they're in their head about it because they've been manipulated and distorted that it's supposed to look a certain way. But guess what? Not if this is what keeps coming out for you, masculine. Because you know why? You truly are the priestess. Like, you're a high priest. You are a high priestess. You have intuition. You have magical and excuse my language. You are a magical being. Like, you are a powerful, when you step into your heart, masculine, oh my God, it's amazing the luck that men, or I should just say masculine energy has. It's very powerful. Like, their chi, it's just so amazing. So what I'm just going to kind of stop where at, because I could talk forever about this, but masculine, like, start from your heart center, okay? Your wound right now is that you're not trusting your heart, which sucks for you, dude, or dude, whatever person. That sucks because you're using this great mind and powerful weapon. You know, this King of Swords is like, get shit done, but you're using it to possibly keep a wound about your heart and it's really a feminine energy. It's like the magnetic energy of letting things flow and receiving things and not being so aggressive, or just like whatever they have distorted us about the masculine and the feminine, like whatever those distortions or like insecurities that we have or we've been taught about it, is kind of like it's the opposite. So you are free to explore what does a healed feminine feel like and look like. Masculine, you are being asked to trust your heart and your gut of what it feels like to step into the nurture of shells and the good lady, like that good mother, like sun energy. It's just like a feminine energy. Like, I'm here in my mind, I'm hearing like mother issues now, or something with feminine issues. Masculine is having feminine, like trusting their feminine is really an issue. So it could just even be the energy of like receiving things and being magnetic and using like your intuition and your heart center. And then you put the logic around it, okay? Because with this King of Swords kind of coming out after the, you know, the good lady, it's like there's these weird using too much of the mind to be like, this is how it's supposed to be, or like, I'm gonna keep it like this, like being kind of cold against their emotions. And you got the Queen of Cups, like that's what's coming for you. So step into your heart and trust, okay? Feminines, you go ahead and with unabashed shame, you handle those past, those guilts or those karmic. You tell them, you know what, that was me having a good time, or didn't, that was me learning, okay? Like, it's okay. And even it's okay if you're kind of still like sad, embarrassed, or pissed off or whatever about it, you know? Take that King of, or no, I'm sorry, the Knight of Wands. King, who cares, right? Like, transform it. Like, take that powerful energy and charge forward through your karmic review. Masculines, you know what? It's hard to balance your heart and mind, but guess what? Your heart will never, ever lead you wrong. You are pure and smart, and no one can fuck with you, especially if you go with your heart center first and you build out that. You put that sword of truth around your heart, nothing is going to stop you, okay? Trust, both of you. Union is just saying trust, guys. I know it's a weird time. Things are like crazy. It's October 24th today, and there's just a lot floating around, and that's why I wanted to kind of do this wounds energy. But like, it's kind of really like, how do we just balance again for today? Like, what do we really need to like kind of look at today to trust, right? Like, it always just comes back down to like our experience, what we're doing here, watching this video, whatever that cool kind of thing with the Matrix is, guys. Like, I love you so much. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.